more can I say?
Top Billin.
Alright, Top Billin, your boy is back with another episode of the Washington football scheme ahead of this game against the Buffalo Bills, and we want to see them boys take it to the Bills. So I want to concentrate on the defensive side of the ball. Just a quick study here. Just some of the things that stands out to me thus far in the past 2 weeks. I really want to go in depth more after the third or fourth game because obviously after 3 or 4 games, it's more of a trend. After 2 games, it could just be a blip. So there are some things that stood out to me, though, and we can get down like that. As always, man, salute to everybody out there in my beloved Commonwealth. Salute to everybody in the district, and salute to everybody out there in Maryland. Make sure you rep, and let's go ahead and get to it. So, listen, this is what I noticed about people, right? We all have biases in life. And I believe that a lot of people in Washington football team land are biased against my boy, Landon Collins, because if he does something, it's monumental. When everybody else does it, people don't even care about it, man. So let's dissect this particular read option play by Lieutenant Dan, because he has legs. Daniel Jones. I've been trying to tell you people for the longest here. Daniel Jones is the third most athletic quarterback in the entire league. His top end speed is phenomenal. May not be the quickest from 0 to 60, but when he gets it going, he can fly. So you see the layer here, right? Let's count them up. Let's see what's going on here, what they're trying to accomplish here. You have the close side of the formation. Landon Collins walked down on that here. So that's 1 player, 2, 3, 4, Jonathan Allen. 6, 7, and then you have an approaching defender in Bobby McCain. Bobby McCain coming hard, right? He coming harder than you wouldn't believe. Check this out. Let's go through it first. Bang. Everybody's accountable on this particular play. I know we're going to focus on Landon Collins because you don't like him or whatever like that. And I even seen people say, he couldn't catch Daniel Jones. Dude, you ain't seen Daniel Jones pull away from DBs. He does it all the time. He can fly. But if we look at this, right, in totality here, people are going hard against Saquon Barkley. He was ripping off some pretty big long runs. So you can see everybody sliding, right? Everybody sliding towards play side, zone side right here. And if, be honest with you, had Daniel Jones probably even given the ball to Saquon Barkley, there's a chance that his ass is 88 out the gate this way as well. So that's why you see people really crashing hard down on that there. You can see right here, everybody kind of late to the jump. You got hat on hat there, and you got people climbing to the second level. Yes, Landon Collins is supposed to stay home. There's no doubt about that. But if this was a regular inside zone play here, you definitely would want to have that backside help. He needs to slow play this. He's not the only one. He would just need to slow play this. Make sure Daniel Jones does not have the ball by moving laterally to the line of scrimmage and then attacking down the line of scrimmage, squeezing down there. He does not need to approach it that hard with someone like Daniel Jones who has this type of top-end speed. He is gone. Absolutely gone. Look at that. So, yes, that is a common mistake there. But guess what? He wasn't the only one. Same deal right here. Now, they're running this from a couple of different concepts. You see, the last one, it would have just been a straight zone read. This one is a split zone. It's got the bones of a split zone. So you're going to have that cross formation block here coming around to the edge. You're going to have, obviously, Saquon Barkley. Looks like it could be the inside zone portion of that. But with the cross formation block coming around, they want to seal the edge getting out on here. So if there is no edge replace or no legitimate outside register, then what are you going to do? Because they're going to have a lead on this. So let's run it. Look at that. James Smith-Williams, he's still running. Legend has it, James Smith-Williams is still running down that line of scrimmage thinking he's about to get Saquon Barkley. Let's go again right here. You got Sweat Ionitis, Settle, and Smith-Williams in the game, and then stack off the second or back off the second would be Bostic and Holcomb. You see Cam Curl here with the approach. They do not want to let Saquon Barkley get going. So you can see right here more of a 2-gap approach up front here. Settle occupying a couple of blockers. I really like this from a Washington football team standpoint, I guess depending on the personnel, instead of just knifing the gap sometimes, right? Just trying to build on that wall there and working off a 2-gap instead of being extremely aggressive in knifing the gap there. So from that standpoint, I like it. But Smith-Williams, nobody talking about that. It's all Landon Collins' fault. Smith Williams squeezing down the line of scrimmage hard as hell, and then he wouldn't have got there anyway. He ran into an offensive lineman, and same thing with William Jackson here. Look at this. Where's the outside register? He's following the wide receiver end who could be blocking, but he needs to maintain that outside register. He's peeking in the backfield as well, and then guess what? You see it. That cross formation block is coming out there, so he gets a lead from his tight end there, and then, of course, Daniel Jones we know can run. Bang! Dang, look like Landon took the brunt of that one too. Daniel Jones made a steal, the man of steel. Here's an example, and it's something I noticed in the first game as well. They're going to have to really get these run concepts down and these run fits, especially when they're being extremely aggressive, like I said before, with knife in the gap. Now, this is one of those big runs, or the big run by Saquon here. Even though it's more of a freeze draw, you can just see them getting out of those run fits. You don't want to allow somebody like that to be able to flip the field, right? Giants have explosive personnel, if anything. Like we can look at that from here. They're in their even front alignment. You're gonna have a cross dog, it looks like, as well, from Bostic and Holcomb. So you still have to man each gap there. You can see them getting a little bit wild, and it's like they're just by any means necessary type stuff right there. You can see people floating out. What is Chase Young doing here? Now, I have a little bit of problem with Chase Young, right? Even though he's probably my favorite player in the NFL. If I was picking a team and no more quarterbacks, it was just like we're not going to pick quarterbacks first. He's the guy that I'm picking first, right? Him or Aaron Donald. His upside is tremendous. But look at this. Instead of him going down the line of scrimmage parallel, he completely turns his body and starts to run towards the action, right? I'm not sure which key he's reading. Probably reading the lineman's foot or something like that. But still, you want to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage there. You don't want to get skinny, run yourself out of a play. Now, look, if he was parallel, he would already be able to just stick that foot in the ground and be able to reverse course there. Now you're going to have a foot race with a guy who's fast like Saquon Barkley, and even Chase Young can't catch him. Bryce McCain, right? jackhammered himself, right? He got hit with a stiffy and then got jackhammered. He coming in, bing, stiffy, jackhammered, mini concussion, all that there. Great blocking out here, but it just looks a little discombobulated there. Go back to it here. See what Montez Sweat's doing out there. See, I like this by Montez. He's kind of two-gapping there. Jonathan Allen pretty much the same, but then you have a lot of gap knife in here. Right? Cole Holcomb, he's not right. He approaches it and could have been probably a little bit more aggressive there, but he kind of breaks down in space, and you can see there all gaps not covered anymore. Trying to figure out how Daron Payne here look like they're running a two-man game there with him and Chase Young. So Chase Young looks like if they're running that two-man game or a three-man weave there, depending on what's going on, and Chase Young definitely needs to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage when he's approaching there. So just little things like that. I love this switch up, albeit in the restricted area. You're going to have Smith Williams, Ioannidis, Settle, Allen, and Tuhill. This is a legitimate 5-2 defense right here. And you have William Jackson, since they're working nub side, William Jackson over here for some added support. And they do a good job of having all gaps covered on this one here. Really nowhere for Booker to go here. I think it's Booker. Might be Saquon, but whomever it is, look at this. All gaps covered there. Cam Curl coming in. Right, just imagine the gaps here. Even though people are taking some outside approaches, you have someone replacing. So Cam Curl coming in and replacing this gap, forcing him to go to the outside. But you still have an outside register right here as well with Smith Williams, not necessarily crashing down this time. And the same thing here, they're trying to widen out William Jackson, which if this were a read, right, just so happened it was, I don't think anyone was being read on this one right here. This could have been a problem as well there with Cole Holcomb here. He needed to probably be on a little bit more, but thank God it was going to the other side there. And you can see here, Tim Settle putting in work, though. Look at big Tim Settle right here. Right? Double team is just an opportunity for you to make an even splashier play. That's what I was told. Listen, oof. Nasty. And that's Washington football team defense. One more time for good measure here on these read option plays. Pretty sure that's not Landon Collins. But you get someone crashing down. So this has to be instilled. And I want to focus on that because obviously with the Bills, Josh Allen, you would have to put, I would say maybe in the top 8 of athletic quarterbacks, so they'll definitely see this again, perhaps going against the Buffalo Bills, so they need to make sure that Josh Allen doesn't get outside like that. But he's not a freak top-end athlete like a Daniel Jones, though. Here's another one for good measure here. Look at, what is this? This doesn't, look how he's like lollygagging. Come on, man. Chase Young coming out of that three-point stance, man, flies off the ball. Right here, he looks gangly or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on with that man. He has to get it together, especially against the Buffalo Bills. There will be some times where he can definitely eat. He should be able to eat against anyone. He's the most talented lineman, not named Aaron Donald, to me in the NFL. Now, listen, he had people write on my Baltimore Ravens content. Some dude was saying Odafe Owe over Chase Young. Now, that's crazy to me, but Odafe was playing with his hair was on fire in that Monday night game, and he was making an impact that Chase Young normally makes. But we see right here, he gets a little to his ribs, so that might have hurt him, because he's looking like my boy Caleb Plant when Canelo hit him with that pull counter in that pre-fight press conference. So I don't know if that slowed his progress down or something like that, but it looks like he's kind of lollygagging, and I want to see him get back to being Chase Young. And it has to start with his Bills game. This will be a great damn win for a team that everyone is high on. I want to see the Washington football team take it to these boys and pull out that W, all right? As always, man, make sure you support quality content. Much love to everyone who's been supporting in Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. Thank you to those who have. Remember, anything you want to give is very well received. It just keeps the light on here, making sure that we're fighting against some of this stuff, man. You guys just don't know what happens behind the scenes. All these people pulling these goofy-ass things, trying to take money out of the content creator's pocket. So thank you to everybody who's done that. Make sure you send yours in if you haven't. I'll be back with more at a later date. Let's get it. Washington football team nation. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.